As I'm sewing, these ones are 1/4 of an inch. It's a little bit tricky, and sometimes they don't fully catch on this side. So what I do is, or what I'm doing is I'm just going back over it with a zigzag stitch, and then I'm going back and forth a few times so that I can make sure that I'm not gonna have the fray come out. Let me show you what it's like when I try to sew. Let's see here. And it helps when I start it if I make like a let's see. So if I start it on a piece of fabric, this doesn't usually get like sucked down into the machine as easily because it's already got some stitches, and I can use the stitches on this to help pull it through and then let it back stitch a little bit, because if I try to just put this directly into the needle when I first start sewing this, then the needle's going to push and it's going to get all stuck, and it sucks. There, I caught the edge a little close, so I just backstitch a little bit to take it a little more in. And how I'm lining this up is I'm just using it off the presser foot, so I want this edge to line up right in there, and if I feed it there, I usually get the actual stitch exactly where it works really well. And get that pinned. And just as I start to go on there, I try to backstitch. Okay, so I'll make some adjustments because the pleat's popping out the back of this. Whenever I fiddle with it and lift the presser foot up, if you have the needle actually down in your project, then it'll make it so you can lift that up, and then this won't slide out and you won't lose your stitch. So when it's open like that, I still want to keep the pleats as intact as I can, but let's see, I'm going to try to slide this back in here, making sure it's as even on the top and the bottom as I can make it, and that kind of try to wrap that over and straighten that out and kind of push. Because there's so many more layers, I'm trying to be as careful as possible so it doesn't bend the needle. Let's see. And for the ends here, let's see if that, so it's pretty right on the edge and right on the edge there. So I can leave that there because it's a pretty good seam on here and I've got it backstitched a few times. If there's any portion of it that's coming out at all, then I zigzag. But it's I might let this one go. We'll see. Here at the ends, because I don't want to mess with that. It's going to be a little too frustrating to try and get it to sew without it clogging up in the machine. I just go through and I make a really small knot, and then that'll keep it from fraying any more than it does. And now I have a completed mask with the piece of metal inside.